Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Kiwanis Connects, coming to you live from three parts of the country. And today is a very special day. That's right, because first of all, we have Doc Val out in Cali. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Aloha. I am doing phenomenally. Great to
Yes,
see
you
you.
are. Yes, and you're looking phenomenal
Thank
too.
you.
And right down below, live and in Technicolor, not in videotape, for Mental
Mhm.
Health Moment with some exciting news of a new Kiwanis Club. Melissa Atwell, what's up, my friend?
Hi, thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, good.
And of course, pushing all the buttons there in Las Vegas, Mr. John JPEG Styles. JPEG, how are you, sir?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. And of course, a big thank you and welcome to everybody watching across the web. Whether you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you got 6 options there. I don't need to go through any of them. You know what they are by now. And if you miss anything about today's show, you're going to want to revisit it because this is an opportunity for everybody to participate in this particular episode in a lot of ways, which we'll go over in the next hour. Go back on Facebook, YouTube, or on Sunday at 8 a.m. dbtv.tv, 8 a.m. Eastern. All Kiwanis Connect shows are replayed on the David Bruner TV network, and that's what DB stands for. Listen, we got exciting stuff going on. John, are you actually in studio today? Of course you are, because Melissa's there. That means 702-992-3207 is the call-in line. 702-992-3207. Give it a call to make sure John has paid the phone bill. Anyway, or you can put your comments in the chat room as always. We'd love to hear from you. A lot of people, a lot of good stuff. With that, Doc Val, how are you this week, my friend?
This has been one of those amazing weeks where there's so much happening, so many moving parts. But last night probably was the highlight because I got to spend a lot of extra time with Melissa, our guest today, and she has been so busy. And so I thought, what better way to end the week than bringing Melissa back on and talking about something that is cutting edge and innovative in the Kiwanis world.
Mm-hmm.
You know that we've introduced all kinds of innovative single focus clubs here. We introduced the literacy club with Doug Chadwick, and
Yep.
that blew up, and it was absolutely amazing. We introduced the LGBT care club that
Yep.
focused in on special kids that really need adults that understand them, and then we highlighted the Star Club, Sex Trafficking Awareness and Resources, which is now on the FBI National Register as a resource and educational tool. Yeah,
Nice. Nice.
this club has done that. And then we also helped our club out in Nashville actually start a kindness club. And so they retooled themselves and changed and moved forward. So we got this going on. We this is an amazing thing. And now Melissa with her mental health moments is just amazing. It's like just amazing. And so if you're thinking that it's like WWE wrestling energy, it really is. So Melissa, what have you been up to lately?
All right. Hi, everybody. I'm going to introduce myself really quickly again, just
Who
for
are
everyone.
you?
I am Melissa Atwell. I am the founder and CEO of the Mental Health Moment. The Mental Health Moment is a local Las Vegas nonprofit, and our mission is to encourage and empower individuals of all generations to, quote, take a moment for your mental health. And we have been working on stuff for Kiwanis and bringing mental health into the schools, and not only into the schools, very, very, very much so for the students, but all of the other factors that go into that too, the teachers, the staff, and then going home, the parents, the guardians, the caregivers. Every one of us has a mental health journey. Does not matter your age, generation, everybody has a journey. So bringing this into school is going to be such a light, because the younger and earlier we can learn about mental health
Mm-hmm.
and the awareness of it, or just even just the awareness piece of it, is huge. And I'm just so excited. And I'm born and raised in Vegas. So this is super, super, super near and dear to my heart. And I'm ready to make an impact in Las Vegas, but not only in Las Vegas. I see this club going to every other space in the world because everybody
Mhm.
has mental health. Everybody has a journey that's unique and beautiful. And we all need help sometimes and matter. So we matter. This community matters. And I'm excited. I'm just so, if you can't tell, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and your excitement is well founded. It's not delusional. I want to make sure you know that you're so right on track. But I have to first give a birthday shout out to Herm Platsky out in 29 Palms. This was his birthday weekend coming up, and he's with us right now. He's so excited and involved in what we're doing, and so woohoo! Happy birthday, Herm!
Happy
And
And
birthday.
then happy birthday! Stick a
birthday.
candle in some T's candy for us, would you please?
Yeah, when I look at what you've been doing, I'm so thankful that you've been doing our mental health moment on this show because I think that it really makes a difference. People chime in. And so when you're thinking about that, will those parts continue as you move forward with this relationship with Kiwanis? And how will it continue?
Oh, yes. And this is about starting a club with the ground, like we're hitting the ground running and we have projects ready to go. We have areas where everybody can volunteer, give back, be a part of this. Any ages, especially my daughters. My daughters are a huge part of this whole movement that we're all creating. So I definitely will still also continue with the mental health minutes every Friday. But the idea is to also add on to that and really create a YouTube page that all of this can be on, that you're receiving, these mental health minutes every Friday, but maybe you're receiving tips and tricks from somebody who's a therapist, or you're hearing from somebody who works in the mental health field directly or in the schools. So it is meant to bring this huge, just bring unity to our community. And the great thing also with this club is it's hybrid. So you do not have to be physically in Las Vegas to be a part of it, which is amazing because there are so many people that I've talked to through the mental health moment in the last 4 years, because we just turned 4 in March. And so many people want to know ways to give back, be a part of this, have an impact, tell their story. And this is just the perfect avenue and space to really find what your mental health moment is and feed into
Taking
it.
it, taking advantage of the platform. I mean, just Kiwanis Connects alone, we fluctuate in viewership, but I usually tell people we average about 80,000 views. But looking at some of the past shows, really even since the beginning of the calendar year, we've jumped over 100,000 views per episode since the beginning of the year, more than probably 3 out of every 4. So when you consider a platform to get messages out, and Melissa, I've shared the story on the air. I've shared it on all of my shows over the course of time, how you and I met. But you kind of touched on something that is really emblematic of what you're trying to do, and that is to try to get the younger minds wrapped around the concept of stress starts really on any level, and we need to provide tools to deal with it. And I say that just as a wrap up because of the day you and I met at the suicide prevention event down at Sunset Park, where I was there with one of the other shows, and walking by, your daughter just stopped me with that classic line, "Excuse me, sir, do you have stress in your life?" And I just stopped in my tracks and gave a big chuckle. And I turned to you and saw you struggling with your banner in the wind, trying to get it to hold on. And it was just so. I just want to let the listeners know that when Melissa sits here and shares that her goal is to get the proper tools into the hands of the young minds to deal with this, she is doing it at home already within her family. So, guys and gals out there watching, she knows with what she speaks. She's doing it. I've seen her maturation since we met. Is it 4 years? You had just started it. You had just started the movement when I met you at the park that day.
That was going into year 2.
Okay, we've only known each other for 3 years, man. It seems like we've known each other forever.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
But the point is that the maturation of seeing how the mental health moment has just literally taken fire, and what you're doing. And I mean, you and I have had some intimate conversations about all of this stuff and where it's going to go. And it's just wonderful to see that you've reached a point of where you can harness this platform. And I don't mean just us, but the YouTube that you're talking about. And now bringing it to an organization that's in what, 80 countries around the globe, right?
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of millions of members and people that we touch. I mean, dare I say, the sky's the limit.
It's absolutely beautiful, and that I don't know if I've ever talked about this on the show, but I had just heard about Kiwanis when I met you, and when I met Val, and when I met John. Like, that was, and so I've only known Kiwanis from when we met to now, and I am just so blown away with what Kiwanis has been able to do around the world, that it's so inspirational, and they're already doing it. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
It takes a village, and this is about impact. This is about giving back, and really, rising every generation up, but really bringing that next generation, of children.
Well,
Hi, Val.
look at what we did when you were on, like, one of the first times, and we asked the viewers to respond to a cause that we were doing. And that tells you right there what we were able to accomplish in the span of 45 minutes in getting responses. Just tells you the commitment of Kiwanians, and when they see a great cause, and we want to be part of it to support it. So for those of you who may be listening to the show and not watching, Herman Platsky puts in the chat room, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. CNH Children's Fund is promoting it. It is First Lady's focus, and brochures available to download for Service Project, along with pediatric trauma program available to help with the project. So for everybody around the world, May falls right in line with what we're talking about, right, Val?
And that's why we're being so intentional about starting this club. And
Yep.
so one of the things that we did is we did an informational meeting last night, and technically we had enough people that are interested and want to apply. We could have organized last night. There's so much energy, so much structure. We could have done that, but we didn't. And we're trying to make sure that it starts off strong and starts off producing. So last night was our informational meeting. On the 30th, we actually will do what we're calling, what Val is terming the pre-organizational. And that means we'll go through all of the bylaws and everything, get everything passed. And on May the 4th, we will do a confirmation vote. So may the 4th be with you on your mental health day. And so our true birthday will be May the 4th from here on out. That's going to be
easy to remember. That's going to be easy to remember, because forget the May the 4th, like Star Wars stuff. That's my wife's birthday.
Oh, that's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. But it's one, we want to honor this club by being in Mental Health Month Day, our Mental Health Month. And so, and Herm is right. One of the things that we want to make sure that we do is that we are doing one of our signature service projects every May, so that the world is in tune with mental health. And for Melissa, it's hard to believe that we've only known each other a couple of years. I feel like it's become family, and Aaron does that. He brings people into our lives, that just become family. So Aaron, it's amazing.
Well, you know what? Good people tend to come together no matter what happens. And when it comes to common causes, that just is like icing on the cake. Speaking of icing on the cake, time for a break, because I want some cake. Not that I have cake, I just want some cake. You're watching Kiwanis Connects. Listen, we got a whole slate of stuff. We're going to get into the club. We're getting into all the other projects that Melissa has in mind. And of course, we have Val's Wow moments. I have spring themed bad dad jokes all lined up and ready to go. More stuff to come on Kiwanis Connects right after this.
Hey everybody, Aaron Phillips here from the Kiwanis Connect show. Are you trying to recruit for new members? Do you have a huge event coming up that maybe is your biggest fundraiser of the year? But you need to do something different to let people know that it's happening. The same old gives you the same old routine and results. Well, we've got an idea for you. The Kiwanis Connect show offers the opportunity to have customized commercials created to help your club get your message out. And you know what? One of the extra wonderful points of this opportunity is we provide it as a fundraising opportunity for every $50 donation for the commercial goes to the Rose Float Kiwanis Club. That's right. The very same Rose Float that we see on television every New Year's that represents Kiwanis International will now be supported by these Kiwanis Connects commercials. So, if you want more information to get involved, just drop us an email at KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. That's KiwanisConnectsInfo@gmail.com. Get your 30, 60, or 90-second customized commercial today, and let's help the Rose Float Kiwanis Club continue to plant its seeds for success.
The Centennial Internet Kiwanis Club is pleased to announce that we are currently accepting pre-orders for the newest manufacturing run of the giant 8-foot-high Kiwanis logo inflatables. New this round, we're accepting orders for Action Club, Circle K, Key Club, and Kiwanis designs. At $625 per unit plus shipping, these inflatables are easy to set up, display, and store. You can order them online at centennial-internet.club today.
Honey, it's that time again.
Time again for what?
It's the Chesapeake Kiwanis Annual Shrimp Fest and Barbecue to kick off the Jubilee celebration.
Oh yeah, I remember that from last year. They raised money to donate back to the local community.
That's right. It's on May 14th from 4:30 to 7:30 at the Chesapeake City Park.
Advance tickets are $45 each through May 13th.
To purchase tickets, go to ChesapeakeKiwanis.org.
If you would like to be a sponsor for the event, call Fred Woodall at 757-469-4945.
It's time to get your shrimp bib out and celebrate Chesapeake.
All right, welcome back to Kiwanis Connects. Aaron Phillips, incoming muckety muck for the new Kiwanis Mental Health Moments Las Vegas Club, Melissa Atwell, and of course the incomparable Doc Val. Doc, you're on mute, so unmute yourself and let's take it away. I'm hearing feedback, so somebody's volume somewhere is on somewhere. Douglas Chadwick loves my inflatable. Listen, they have ointment for that, Douglas, so be careful.
No, it is phenomenal. You know, it's just like right now, these inflatables normally would cost a couple $1,000s, but because of how Jim Janisic and the Centennial E-Club has arranged for it, it only costs $675, and this is phenomenal. I actually had two. Both of them have walked away. We've been at conventions.
Finally, a police report. Please give a description of your
gigantic K floated away.
Well, officer.
But you know that's what it's like part of what we're all about, and one of the reasons we do this show is we want to show off our K. And so I've had the attitude of, if you really wanted it that badly and you're showing it off in your backyard and using it as a bouncy, that's awesome, because it's really about the awareness and being able to get Kiwanis out into the world in a way that helps kids one community at a time. And that's why I can't think of a better club than the Mental Health Cares Club, because it truly is focusing on something that is universal with all of our kids. And it is something that is an answer to what happened during COVID, because we have a generation of kids that are entering into high school that have no coping skills. They don't have a mental health hygiene on how they take care of themselves. And your mental health and how you perceive yourself is the underlying issue for how you deal with bullying, how you deal with domestic violence, how you deal with relationships, and how you learn. So it is a fundamental piece of who you are. So, Melissa, as you're looking into this, you've done a lot of homework and a lot of research. And so, one of the things that I saw you put together as you got excited about this club, and it was just like, oh wow, this lady's got her act together. Is that when we go into the classrooms, it's not lecturing people, it's not just education and videos, but you've got this whole program. Can you describe a little bit about what the club's going to be doing?
John, turn her mic on, John.
Oh, hello.
Yep, you're good. Now you may go.
Okay. I have
Well, I want
visuals.
to put
So
a spotlight. I want to put a spotlight on Melissa, so she can show her boxes and everything. So, John, can you put Melissa as the primary screen?
do you want me to grab my stuff and bring? I can grab it and show it.
Okay, go on over.
Going over here. Okay. Okay. Hi. Am I standing up? Can you see me? Okay. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay. Just keep talking. I don't hear myself.
Yeah, just keep talking.
Okay, so I know there's a lot going on over here, but with the care program, what we are doing is bringing essentially care packages, care toolkits into schools. And to give a little bit of background on why it's called the care program, care is our vision, and it is broken down into 4 pillars, and that is community, awareness, resources, and education. And the care program is meant to be something that students and teachers, staff look forward to, but that students look forward to monthly. That is something along the lines as a care package. And what comes in that? And it's going to be different every month. The idea behind this is to create different months. For example, let's say 1 month will be talking about anxiety. One month will be talking about grief. 1 month will be talking about stress. And this is meant to be for kindergarten through high school, through 12th grade. It'll just be explained and delivered differently, just on a level that each grade can understand. But what is meant to, this is meant to be brought in for each student, new each month, along with, we partner in the community with Mental Health Spectrum. This is a local, one-woman show run, paid for her by herself, does all the information, but she runs and builds this resource for Las Vegas. And I'll put this down. But she does 4 issues a year, and each issue is different. And like this one, for example, this is nicotine and mental health. So each time she does and highlights a different truth story in her book, but also she has updated and continues to update all of the information in this book. The information in this book is mental health resources in Las Vegas. And
So
That is cool.
yeah, so Melissa, all of the stuff that we're seeing there on screen, on the wall behind you, everything on the table there, is that stuff that the Mental Health Moment folks have put together, or you're working with vendors to get all of that stuff?
So I know a lot's going on over here, but all the macrame, this is my actual own business, and it is called Mental Health Moments 365. And the reason I bring this on here because macrame is my mental health moment. And what I mean by that is when we say take a moment for your mental health, it's going to look very different for every person. But as my daughter says, well, Mom, you like to go tie knots. Yep, I like to tie knots. And but that is what gets me grounded. That is where I feel in my space. And so that is my moment. I'm bringing this on here, one, to share what this means to me. Also, I have a store that has this information, has these products on it that I'm continually making. And every purchase, 25% goes back to the mental health moment.
And that's the QR code that you could see over my shoulder here on screen, is to Mental Health Moment 365. It's interesting you talk about the macrame. After Eileen's mom passed away last July, let me tell you, everything is crochet around my house now because she has a crocheting machine. It's a good thing a friend of one of our daughters has a new baby girl down in Louisiana, is how you properly say it. And she's been making dresses and blankets, and also, so she found crochet to help her. So there's no question, like you said, that release, that stress reliever is going to be different for everybody. But I think what's key here, and Doc Val, you know, I know you'll agree to this, as long as we find something that could be our release, that's important for us just to be normal, right?
And a lot of people like to be able to do that in a way that benefits other people. I'm not sure if you saw a lot of the memes that were going around where people were crocheting everything. And so the crochet covered everything, including the dog in their house when they get really, really stressed. But when you can channel your stress relief into something that also gives back, there's a whole nother layer of comfort that kicks in. And so I love what you're doing in that. We'll take more of a look after the break that we're going to go to. But Melissa, the projects that you've already set up so that the club can hit the ground running are so important. So I'm so glad you shared that with us. And I wanted to do a shout out right now to Hannah Santee. She is out there in the Las Vegas area, and she's responsible for over 2,000 key clubbers. And she came to our meeting last night and wants to be a major supporter of this and making sure that our high school students in our key clubs benefit by this process and also help get this program into the schools where they're located. And so that part is just wild to me. Uh-oh. Aaron is showing off his baby.
I'm trying. As soon as you said dog, he started running over. Come on up. Come on. Come on. Come on up. Come on. Say hi. There you go. Look, say hi. This is Chance. You mentioned that. So he is so far safe from any crocheting. I'm trying to protect him from any of Eileen's evil crocheting methods. So I wanted to show him off because you mentioned dogs and he came running. So,
and this is a family show, and so having your baby there is absolutely amazing.
Now go lay down.
and so this gives me an opportunity to do another shout out, and I'm just having a shout out day. The Kiwanis Pet Parade in Los Altos is coming back. And so a lot of people have pets, and they're abandoning their pets every single time they go to a Kiwanis event. And so what better way to incorporate your whole family into Kiwanis than doing something that highlights them and also raising funds for whatever cause that you're doing. So here's another way that our new club will be able to do that, because I think almost everybody on the screen last night, all 20 plus people, all have pets. And so do a pet calendar as a fundraiser or something like that. You know, any club can put together a calendar fundraiser. There are so many resources. So I like to loop it all together. So people are going, that was weird. And it's like, yeah, cool.
There's nothing weird on this show. Everything is planned. But it's
funny though. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Melissa.
I was just gonna say when I love how the pet thing got brought up. I'm a huge animal person, and for me, I have 6 animals, and they are part of my mental health journey. They are part of when I am having a low. They fill that space of safety and comfort, and so for me, animals are a huge piece to mental health also. And I just wanted, anytime I can touch on mental health, but I just wholeheartedly, I'm glad you mentioned, Val, the what is it, the pet parade?
The pet parade. It is
Like,
one of the shortest parades I've ever been in, and
I want to go.
groups of people come, and so it is in May as well. So we can wrap it all into our resources and guide as we're moving forward. And as I look at what you're doing, to know that this club's not going to be restricted just to people in Las Vegas. And let's talk a little bit more about that. But Aaron, do we need to do something at the bottom of the hour here?
Yeah, we're getting there. I just want to mention, and then this way we can have Melissa go back to the desk in there. You know, we talk about the mental health and stress, and you know, those of you who've known me for many years, especially going back to Vegas, we had mini dachshunds in our house. That's what we had, and then, you know, we moved here, no dogs, and again, stress reliever. Fortunately for me, Eileen found crochet, but she also was thinking about wanting to bring a dog back into the house. So I'm like, no, you know, we got your father-in-law, I got this, you know, it's just too much. And for me, it was just taking on more stress, more pressure, more things, because everybody pretty much knows my work schedule. Well, about 2 months ago, and Val, I know you can associate and put the pieces to the puzzle together, I've alleviated some stress from my life. And once that happened, then I started opening up a little bit to the possibility of maybe bringing a pet back into the house, because I know it was something Eileen needed as much as wanted. And so finally, long story short, 3 weeks ago, we found Chances is his name. He's a 5-year-old golden doodle, wonderful, precious, and he's been a great, but alleviating the stress, the extra stuff that I had going on allowed me to relax, get rid of the crap, and say, okay, let me think about this. And this has been a good thing. So it definitely worked together. All right, with that, we're going to step aside.
Hold on, before you go, well done. Okay. I was just looking in the chat, and Kathy Shumansky says she has 3 doxies at her house.
Oh, there you go.
And you talk about someone who has a lot going on in their house. Yeah. And I would be remiss, because I don't want this to pass. I would be remiss. Our little girl has celebrated her 6-month gotcha day. And so we adopted Miley Cyrus, and she is an Aussie, and so she's gained 20 pounds since we got her.
Wow.
So that she and we thought we were going to lose her in the first couple of weeks, but she has added so much love and de-stressing in our household that I feel better about being able to travel, because my hubby has something that loves him up every day. And so knowing that our pets are part of that de-stressing is really big. Okay, we got way off track, so I'm going to give it back to Aaron before
that's okay.
I go to animal shelter.
We bring it back on track. Anybody who watches this show knows it doesn't take much to get us off track. All right. With that, we're going to go early for our last break of the show. We'll get Melissa back to the desk so we can hear her better, hear the rest of the story of the club. We have so much to do. We're going to take it to the top of the show. Hopefully, Melissa brought some jokes with her, because that is our guest assignment. Oh, maybe John will help you during the break. All right, you're watching Kiwanis Connects. More to come right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Good morning. My name is Alejandro Hogan, and this year I'm the president of the Kiwanis Club for Literacy in Salinas. We're a small club, but what we do is we believe in literacy, and what better way to promote literacy than to come to different schools.
We go to schools where there are 4 first-grade classrooms. That way we are able to distribute us as members to go in each classroom and give that 30 minutes of enthusiasm for the students to read and become engaged on that book.
Our goal is that they get a book once a month and they take it home. It doesn't stay at school, so that by the end of the year, they have their own home library.
We need more people to believe in what we do, and we want you to join the Kiwanis Literacy Club of Salinas.
Sometimes I'd like to smack old age right in the kisser. Ow!
I always get the best parking spot.
I think she needs a little more help.
Monday.
What I really need is a boyfriend that can drive at night.
I can make a fashion statement out of anything.
I will be fabulous.
I have a little crush on my pharmacist.
With ComfortCare at your side, you can live your best life possible. We know families can't be there 24/7, which is why we can help with as much or as little home care as you need. From medication reminders and meal prep to everyday chores and errands, so you can live in your own home on your terms.
I wouldn't let aging stop me from being me.
Call ComfortCare now and let us create your personalized care plan and find the perfect caregiver match.
Can you show that number again? She was texting.
Together with ComfortCare, you can both live your best life possible.
All right, welcome back. Right, she was
That's one of my
texting. What's that
favorite
number again?
commercials.
Oh, yeah. By the way, side note regarding Comfort Care, since we all love their commercials, tomorrow, the 25th, we are celebrating 1 year for Comfort Care. I'm actually emceeing their party tomorrow at 11 a.m. So we're going to be showing tomorrow's Aaron's Hour. We pre-recorded early in the week with my friends over at Pinky's Junk Removal. We have Sarah and Ronald coming on talking about their company here. So make sure you watch that tomorrow. But Comfort Care has been out there for 1 year, and for our family, they've been a godsend. So thank you to Tiffany and company over there, and many, many, many years of business success as it happens. All right, let's get back to it. So Val, take it away with Miss Melissa.
Okay. So as Melissa, one of the things I'm going to do the shout out to the Diana and Herm and have cats, and I've seen them in videos, and so woohoo, we're right on track. So Melissa, as we're looking at all of this, what's your vision for this club? When we celebrate our first year of this club, and I say we, I know Andy heard me. I'm gonna get a lot of guff from that. When we celebrate our first anniversary, what do you hope that looks like?
So the biggest thing I would love to implement in the
John, check
community.
her microphone, please.
Oh.
Sorry, Melissa. John, check her mic, please.
Am I good? Hello?
Now we're good.
Okay. The first thing that I really want to have and be understood in the community is our tagline and our phrase, take a moment for your mental health. And what we're going to call that is the take a moment method. And that is, and we're building on that, but that is really what we want everyone to understand. And when I say everyone, each individual is going to take that information and see that differently. What works for them? Is that breathing? Is that going on a walk? Is that being outside? Is that being with your dog? Going swimming? Like using our senses. And so really being able to relay that statement and have our community and the people in the community understand that you have permission and are allowed. It is your right. You have a choice to take a moment for your mental health. And that can be 2 minutes. That can be 5 minutes. It's going to look different, but the awareness of it is huge. And when we can do that and show that we can do that in the community and actually show it in action, we give other people permission to then do it for themselves and then put it into action as well.
That's important that we could show the skill set and
you know how that fits in with Kiwanis is right. And so how that fits in with Kiwanis is so amazing because we have 3 pillars in Kiwanis. One of them is our service leadership and development of our students. The second one is literacy and education. And literacy and education, this fits right into the core of teaching kids and communities the core competency of mental health through the resource guide and the books and the learning. But more importantly, it is health and nutrition, because mental health is core to almost everything. Almost every single study that's out there shows that it's mind over matter. And even cancer patients, when they have a strong mental health outlook, can overcome cancer because their bodies just say, not today, cancer, no bad days. And so that's a big piece of this. And if we can teach littles all the way from TK in schools to be able to do this, wow. And so with Kiwanis, this gives you an opportunity to be the charity of choice. And I'm doing this to make sure people understand this is a charity of choice, but we're volunteering in the community. Where our Lieutenant Governor Crit is very excited about this because he was like, "How do I deal with a single focus club?" It's like how you deal with any Kiwanis club. You love them up, you keep them actively involved in what's going on. You share your resources, you involve them, because so single focus club doesn't just do their own service projects, but they help other clubs. They fundraise. They will. We will ultimately have a builders club that focuses in on mental health. We'll have a key club that focuses in on mental health. A Circle K in the college level. So there are so many opportunities with this because we start first with service, and then we branch out. So, tell me a little bit about the people from Utah because we have two new incoming members that are
Yes.
all the way out in Utah. What's up with that?
Yes. So they're actually both 25 years old, and I'm so proud of both of them because they are so excited to join the club. And when we were talking about it last night and that vision of getting this club started, hit the ground running, and then being able to imprint that and it go into Utah and then it go into it was just this beautiful visual of community growth, healing, healing. And I say that like it was the people on the call last night. There was people in New York. There was somebody I believe in Los Angeles. Like it was just it shows that everybody is able to be a part of this club. We're all different. We all belong, and this is we want you and need you. We have to do this together. And the one thing I have said from the beginning is I can't do this by myself. We are all a puzzle piece for each other's story, if that makes sense. But we all have a piece in each other's story. So I have spaces that aren't my strengths, but I have my community to lean on. And it is just a beautiful thing. And I do want to say to everyone watching, if you have a dream, if you have a vision, and I know you do, stick with it and keep going. Just keep going. And the little pieces over time grow into something so beautiful and blossom so big. And I'm going to just give my joke right now because it feeds right into this, but growth and healing take time. This isn't Amazon Prime. So with that, and I love saying this because I'm a very visual person. I love that saying because in society, we want that instantaneous result. We want, that fast food. We want it to be quick. But healing and growth is a process. And understanding that, okay, if I just take a moment for my mental health this one time, everything will be fixed. No, this is about creating a routine, like you said before, about creating a routine, something that is of practice every day that we are constantly aware of, moment to moment to moment.
I want that phrase on a t-shirt. I want the first t-shirt that comes off the presses with that, please. So,
I'll make it.
What? Okay, there you go. So, you mentioned your excitement. You got people from Utah, and it shows to me, it tells me that people are all in. Mm-hmm. Plain and simple. People are all in to the concept of, number one, responding to mental health. We all, like you said, we all have it in some form. Mental stresses, whether it's the bank account, paying bills, the dog's got to go to the vet, the kids need to be picked up, whatever it is, we're surrounded by it. We cannot put ourselves in a bubble. But the fact that you had people on coast to coast on this call last night tells me that conceptually, yes, they like the idea, but they're all in. This is like Texas Hold'em. They're putting all their chips in the middle of the table. They are in for the long haul. And that's what it tells me to have all of those people from coast to coast involved in that informational call last night. So that's my 2 cents on that.
And you know that this is like any other Kiwanis club. So when we're starting this up, the dues and fees that we're collecting are going towards board and insurance, those kind of things, board officer and directors insurance, the events that we do. Because when you're dealing with at-risk people, there's always this extra layer of care. So Kiwanis offers that youth protection guidelines process. It offers risk management that doesn't normally exist in a nonprofit. And so I think it's really important that this partnership blossoms, because there will be people that will want to join, and they'll want to set up their own little satellite where they can get these boxes into classrooms. But a school's not going to let them just willy-nilly walk in and go, "I've got stuff for you." But when you say that I'm a Kiwanian and I want to help, and this is what my Kiwanis Club does. It opens a number of doors. And so if you are in New York, you're in Indiana, Pennsylvania, Florida, Jamaica, if you want to be a member of this club, our dues process is really, really simple. Our membership fee is $150. It's a one-time fee. And then it's $15 a month after that. It's kind of like your Netflix. It's, for me, I love it because it just comes out of the account and it goes towards it. And we're not going to ask you for a balloon dues payment anytime in the future, because once you're in the club, you're in the club until you say, "Stop my payment." So
makes perfect sense.
If I can mention really quick, I also did bring along the QR code from last night for the Kiwanis Club that we are starting, Mental Health Moments Las Vegas. Thank you so much, John. And this is actually, if you scan the QR code, it will take you to the Mental Health Moments website, the CARE program, and you are able to sign up there for the club. Just note on there, yes, I am joining the club. You will pay the $150, and then I will be personally reaching back out to you to get all the paperwork and all the things done.
Yes. Right on. Gotta love that hands-on service. All right. I have a funny feeling that when Melissa a few minutes ago talked about taking a moment for your mental health and recapitulating that, well, why don't we classify that as her mental health moment for the week? This way she doesn't have to do it again. How's that?
Sounds like a plan.
Can I show one more thing?
Of course.
So this is one of my newest pieces, and this is going to be my signature piece because this is the mental health moment method. Pause, scan, choose. And so this is brand new, so it's brand new, but I wanted to show it because this is like vision fully coming to life. And when you can have this on your wall and see it and trigger yourself to, okay, moment by moment, there's that choice. So
I want one.
I want one too. Wow. Absolutely. And if you're listening to this, you're going to want to log back in at some point and watch our show, because that is absolutely gorgeous. And everything that you had in the space. John, can you scan back over to the space that Melissa spent so much time creating? If you look at some of the pieces, can you zoom in a little bit, John? I'm not sure if that's possible. Oh my goodness. When I look at these pieces, it's not the 1960s and 70s macrame. And that's the part that is so amazing. These are things that are little reminders. You can put them in your she shed and your guy shack, and it just brings joy. And I think joy is part of your mental health moment. And so one of these is a plant hanger that I have a space for in my mind. So as I'm looking at what you have, and there are also those fun saying things like staying positive that you have. So Melissa, thank you for taking the time to show us. That's one of the benefits of being on on this platform.
Yep.
We can see it.
Yeah.
And you can show it off. So once again, where do they go if they want to be able to find this?
Oh, John will bring it up right now. And this is the other QR code for Mental Health Moments 365. And I also put my email there because you will most likely have to email me because I will be making these as orders come in. This is a new endeavor for me, so please just be patient with me. But I'm learning, and so I'm so excited, so excited. Thank you for having me here and allowing me to come on and just talk about all of it. Thank you.
It's exciting. We're excited, and I feel like a proud papa over here. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. As I'm looking at the clock, we're down to about 7 minutes. So, Val, do we have a Val's moment?
I think this has all been Val's moment, and so as we're looking at all of this, today has been just a day of shout outs, and the other shout out that I wanted to do before we moved forward, because this is my wow and this is my we're doing the right thing moment. But Bert West, I'm singing a birthday song to you. Happy birthday, because you are my hero, and everything that you're overcoming. No bad days. Even Andy wears no bad days t-shirt on your birthday. So Aaron, close out our show with some really terrible, really terrible, funny, bad dad jokes.
Wow, that's such a great lead-in, Val. Thanks.
You're welcome.
So with such a great lead-in, Melissa, you have a couple of bad dad jokes for us?
I already gave you my joke. I only have that one.
Oh,
We missed.
Okay. All right. Well, that means John let you down during the break. So that's John's fault. All right. With that, everybody, it's time for some bad dad jokes. Hit it, John. All right. Here we go. They're going to be fast and furious because I only have 6 of them. I'm limited to 6. Here you go. Keep in mind, these are spring related. Which crime fighter likes May the most? Which crime fighter likes May the most? Robin, of course. All right.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Think of it. All right.
What season is it when you are on a trampoline in May? What season is it when you are on a trampoline in May? It is
Spring.
Springtime. Yes, John. One for the
That's
quiet
good.
guy.
Okay, that's good.
What May flowers grow on faces? What May flowers grow on faces? Tulips, of course.
Oh, okay. Okay.
That's a thinking man's joke there.
All of these are thinking jokes. Oh, I have more coffee coming.
All right, here you go. What goes up when May rain comes down? What goes up when May rain comes down?
Spring flowers?
No.
No.
I'm surprised John didn't jump all over this. What goes up when May rain comes down? An umbrella, of course. Don't kill the messenger.
Okay. I got it.
Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow. Wow. Oof. I may have to rethink this.
Oofta.
2 more to go, thank goodness. Because everybody's thinking way too hard on these. What is May's favorite beverage to drink when it is thirsty?
Spring water.
What is it?
Spring water.
Yes, Val. Yes, Val. Oh, my goodness. And last but not least, all right, Melissa, no pressure, but John got one. Val's got one. I'm down to my last joke, so you got to nail this one. This is yours. You ready? What do you call a snowman in May? What do you call a snowman or snow woman, to be politically correct, in May? We call it
Ice water?
No, we call it a puddle. See, with that gracefully does it. It's springtime. Springtime. What was the Mel Brooks springtime in what was it? Where was the German play that they did for the producers? Springtime in what? John knows it. Come on, John, help me out.
When it's springtime in Alaska, it's 40 below.
Oh, John. What was the Mel Brooks movie that had Gene Wilder and Zero Mostel in it?
I've never seen a Mel Brooks movie.
Get out of town.
Yeah,
Sure?
and when you watch a Mel Brooks movie now, it just doesn't fit any box of political correctness. Ever.
No, that is very true. But it was called
and unless it's Blazing Saddles.
Well,
And that,
yeah,
no,
absolutely.
no, Blazing Saddles is the worst. It's my husband's favorite movie. So, Andy, giving a shout out to you. But
So,
no, I
Zero
could
Mostel-
not watch it.
The really bad Broadway play that they purposely did to lose money was called Springtime for Hitler. So that's what I was thinking of. Springtime. That was the bad. Anyway, you have to see the movie. Zero Mostel, Gene Wilder, 1967 was the original release, but it's one of those classics. Anyway,
I'm
all
going
right,
to take
never
this.
mind.
I'm
I
taking
digress.
over. Wait a minute. I'm just taking over. And so
Please
one
save
of
me.
the things that I wanted to make sure that we got out today with having Melissa here was that not all Kiwanis clubs start off in a traditional way. There are so many different ways to start a Kiwanis club. Las Vegas was the very first Kiwanis Voices Club in the beginning of this year. And Voices is a part of the Kiwanis family where if you're 18 to 26, but you're just not ready to join in a traditional club, they've set up a whole process. So you transition from your high school time into a Kiwanis Club of Peers, and it is an amazing club. And then they're going to bookend this with our amazing mental health club, where we're focusing in on something that is a universal that's important. And that's what single focus clubs are all about. It's about focusing in on a signature service that is needed in your community. It's not looking at all the other traditional things. Like we have a club in Alpine. My goodness, they are amazing. They do over 52 projects and service projects a year. They raise over $200,000 to do these things, and they're all busy in their different ways. But it's for their community because they have so many needs. The single purpose club looks at what one single major need is and addresses it from a number of different angles. So, from the Rose Float Club that we covered, the Literacy Club, Star Club, and now the Mental Health Club. I hope that people will want to join us and go to that QR code because it's going to be a hybrid club. You can do and serve from wherever you are. You can meet when you're ready. And Melissa, so thank you for being that person that said, I want to be the president of this and make it happen.
Let's go. Let's go. We got this.
All yours, Aaron.
All right. Well, that does it, everybody, for a tremendous episode. The Kiwanis Club, the Kiwanis Mental Health Moments Las Vegas Club is set and sail soon, coming to a neighborhood near you. All right. Melissa, proud friend, my friend. I'm so happy for you that you've just embraced this to a whole nother level. And we'll talk offline. Just make sure you please send me the link so I can join and get another bot. I'll get Eileen to join. I'll get the dog. You know what? Chance even came in here and said he'll join if you accept dogs. If you accept pets, he'll be the first four-legged fur baby to be a member of the club. So, all right. Listen, everybody, a couple of quick programming notes. As I mentioned, tomorrow, please tune in from 11 until 12. Pinky's Junk Removal with Sarah and Ronald will be on Aaron's Hour. And then if you haven't had enough of me by that point, 30 minutes later here locally, 12:30 to 1 p.m., the voice of 757 will be on the air. My guest this week is going to be Nicole Layton. She's a photographer and historian for the water industry here and the sea life industry, and President Skip Brady of the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club, because we're going to be talking about the upcoming Shrimp Feast, the 47th annual all-you-can-eat shrimp and barbecue fundraiser for the Chesapeake Kiwanis Club. That's tomorrow's show. And if you miss it, don't worry. On Monday, just go to the Facebook page and you'll catch it. All right, everybody. Have a great week from everybody here. Be kind to everybody. Why? We were all we have. I now call this show adjourned.